Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Adinda Wulaningtyas with student number 2019-05-10240 when I present my presentation about the student perception of lifestyle change in meeting daily needs due to Covid-19 pandemic. So first I'm going to show the outline for today's presentation. First I'm going to talk about introduction, literature review, methods, result, discussion, and last but not least is conclusion. So we start talk about the introduction. On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization officially declared COVID-19 as a pandemic because COVID-19 has spread widely in the world. COVID-19 causes disease in humans. Common symptoms of COVID-19 such as a fever, cough, runny nose, and shortness of breath. Aspects of the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, especially the consequence for physical and mental health, economy and society, and the environment. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is also experienced by students because there's a policy issued by the government to impose social restriction. Online monitoring become an option or solution in conventional lecture activities. However, these research are mostly focused on the learning behavior, social interaction, and health, and none of the research discussed or even mentioned on change meeting daily needs to the COVID-19 pandemic. So today presentation going to more focus talk about change meeting daily needs to the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, I'm going to talk about literature review. There's two topics. First is theoretical framework. I'm going to talk about the definition of COVID-19. So COVID-19 is the disease caused by a new coronavirus called SARS-CoV-2. COVID-19 causes a mild symptoms such as dry cough, tiredness, fever, and some of other mild symptoms. People can catch COVID-19 from others who have the virus. When a person with COVID-19 coughs or exhales, tiny droplets from the nose or mouth may spread the disease from one person to another. These droplets fall on the person's surrounding, including object and surface. COVID-19 is then transmitted to others by touching this object and then touching their eyes, nose, or mouth. COVID-19 can also be contracted by inhaling droplets from a person who have COVID-19. And I'm going to talk about the definition of lifestyle. So lifestyle is set of behavior that have a meaning for individual and other at some point somewhere, including a social relation, consumption of goods, entertainment, and dress. The behaviors seen in the lifestyle are a mixture of habit, mutually agreed way of doing things, and planning behavior. Next topic, I'm going to talk about empirical review. So for this research, I learned from other research that I read it. So first research is from Ulfa and Mita. They say that the COVID-19 pandemic forced restriction on social, economic, religious activities, including college activities. Another research from Arimathea say this pandemic has had a significant impact on very affecting for everyone. Impact of economic activities, government, and also of course for education too. One who feel impact in education is student. And next I'm going to talk about a method for this study. So this study used a quantitative method. Data is collected through an online survey that I create through a Google form, and for the participant is a student at Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. And the questionnaire in the study was updated from the two journals that I read. It is first is dampak pandemi COVID-19 terhadap perilaku belajar, interaksi sosial, dan kesehatan bagi mahasiswa FKIP Universitas Palangkaraya, and dampak-dampak COVID-19 yang dirasakan bagi kehidupan mahasiswa. So for the producer, this study is student invitation to participate in research are made by the author, and the participant in this research is voluntary. Questionnaires are shared across multiple discussion groups. For data analysis, there's a 7 question consisting of long answer text, multiple choice, and yes or no option. Next, we are going to talk about the result. So, for question number 1, do you find it difficult during the COVID-19 pandemic to meet your daily needs? If you do, what difficulties are experienced? For the response for this question, there's 7 students that answered yes and 9 students that answered no. From 7 students that answered yes, they agree that finding it difficult to meet their daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic because everything is limited and in terms of economic make them to have to save money because their parent jobs become unstable and they live in the boarding house. While the 9 students who answered no, the reason is that during the COVID-19 pandemic they live with their parents so their daily needs always feels fill up. So next question is it during the COVID-19 pandemic in meeting daily needs still with a parental fund or with its own fund? So for the response for this question, there are 15 students that answered with parental fund and 1 student answered with own fund. Majority student answered this question is still with parental fund to fill up their daily needs, but there's 1 student that answered both to fill up he or she daily needs. And next question is, do you use your online platform during the COVID-19 pandemic to meet your daily needs? If you do, what online platform is there to use? So for this question, I give them a select few online platform for them to choose. And all students answered yes, they use online platform to meet their daily needs. And the response, there's 11 students that choose Shopee that to meet their daily need and 3 students that choose Tokopedia and 2 students that answered choose other online platform. The next question is, do you have any thought about increasing your income or pocket money to meet your daily needs by working? So the fourth question of the questionnaire about their response about that they talk to increasing their income by working. There's 12 students that answered yes and 2 students that answered no. And for question number 5, if you answered yes, what job option would you choose? So the question number 5 is for students that answered yes to the question number 4. For the answer of the question number 5 is there's a lot of variety response because the student answer is very different. But the most answer is they want to work as freelance. But and their freelance options are also different. Some want to become a freelance photography and some want to freelance online media writer. And other response is they want to be a barista, making design logo, or want to be an online sales. Next is question number 6. Do you have any talk on opening a business during the COVID-19 pandemic? So the question number 6 is about the response about the talks on opening a business. There's a 12 student that answered yes and 2 student that answered no. And question number 7, if you say yes, what business do you want to make? So for the question number 7 is for student that answered yes to the question number 6. So for the answer of the question number 7, there is a lot variety too because the student answer is very different. But some students want to start a online shop and may like make a coffee shop and make catering and photo service. So now I'm going to talk about discussion. So the lifestyle change in meeting daily needs to the COVID-19 pandemic based on student perception in Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta is equal just like before the pandemic. Based on the survey, the student not find any difficulties in meeting daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic because some of them is live with their parents so that daily needs were always filled up and feel sufficient. But some of them feel difficult in meeting daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic because everything is limited. And in terms of economic, because they live in the boarding house, make them have to save money too because their parent jobs become unstable. Their survey showed that almost all students in filling out the questionnaire in meeting daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic are still at the expense of parents. Although there are one student who in meeting their daily needs is still with parental fund or and at the cost of own. And for meeting daily needs, because during the COVID-19 pandemic, is everything is become unlimited, so students use an online platform to fill up their daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Majority students choose to use Shopee to fill up their daily need. The survey showed that some students have thought to increase the income or their pocket money by doing a various kind of work or job. There's 12 students that answered the various of work they choose, but mostly they want to become a freelance. And the freelance option are also different. They same they want to be a freelance photography and freelance online media writer. And also there are several students that choose want to be a barista making design logo or want to be an online sales. Some students have any talk to start some business during the COVID-19 pandemic because it became very popular during the COVID-19 pandemic. Because most people want to learn from scratch and want to try to be the independent way generating income from themselves. Some students want to start an online shop, coffee shop, catering, and photo service. So, for the conclusion, in meeting daily needs during the COVID-19 pandemic, based on the perception of students at the Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, just as before there was a pandemic, because in meeting their daily needs are still with parental fund or can be inferred with their needs still met by their parents. Also, there are some students who have a thought to start or open their own business or want to find a job to be able to add money to their pocket. And for further research, I recommend improvements such as increasing the number of samples because I'm having a really hard time finding samples that discuss this program because most of them are more focused on change in learning process during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, and also I recommend making a rather more questionnaire and clearer in order to obtain more specific data. And that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.